I have this feeling, this strange feeling inside, you're looking for some altcoins to create a new portfolio with that's going to get you some decent returns in this bull run. Now, unlike many other people out there, I can give you a bunch of coins, guys. Anyone can give you a bunch of coins, and some of you even listen. But where this video will differ is that I'm not going to just give you these coins. I'm going to actually tell you the reasons why you can buy them, but buy them together. Now, if you already have a portfolio of altcoins, that's absolutely fine, all right? I'm not going to be here to say, hey, create a new portfolio. These are some kick-ass altcoins and forget about the rest. What I'm going to say is some of the principles I actually teach you in this video are going to be applicable to your situation. So make sure you're paying attention here. Like, I can't stress it enough. Now is a very important time to listen up, because we're at a point in the cycle that I've outlined right here where we're stagnating, moving sideways, chopping, whatever buzzword you want to use here. We're just in the boring zone. We're almost at that banana zone where prices are going to go absolutely parabolic. So before I begin, guys, hit that like button if you find yourself enjoying this content or learning something new, because that helps encourage me to keep breaking the barriers down to help you get money in crypto, and also subscribe. Why? Or just simply because it makes me happy. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, to actually begin here, like I said, we've stagnated for a while, and I think this video is going to really help those of you who are in three particular situations. One, you're brand new to crypto, right? You come straight out the iron press, and you're like, how do I start? How do I begin? What do I buy? Why do I buy these coins? And why do they all work well together? Two, already have that portfolio created and you want to diversify into more altcoins. This makes sense. If you're someone who doesn't spend time in crypto researching, or again, you are new and you bought a bunch of altcoins, this will help you spread risk and again, think properly. Number three, reorganizing the coins you already have in your portfolio, or reorganizing risk. That third one might not make sense to you at the moment, but after watching this video, you'll understand what that means. Basically, we're just going to make sure that you are best positioned based on your risk tolerance and what you want to make out of the market. So I have to give you the steps that we're going to be taking here. Otherwise, this video won't make any sense. I will leave the timestamps down below for each of these four sections, so you can skip ahead or back whenever you so wish. One is prep, second is diversification, number three is the altcoins, and four is our exit plan. Not for each altcoin, because that will literally make this video like at least 50 minutes, maybe an hour long, but exit in terms of your time frame for the bull run. A lot of people get this wrong. You can't afford to listen to the crypto bros. So number one, prepare. How much money are you wanting to make out of crypto? You have to ask yourself this. Can't stress it enough. If you don't ask yourself this, you're seriously going into it with no limit in sight. If you don't have a limit, you'll keep wanting more. And if you keep wanting more, you'll never sell. If you don't sell, you're going to make bloody money. Guys, please do this. All right. So what is your goal? Now materialize your goal. So I want a house. I want 2 houses. I want 3 houses, but be realistic. We all want 1,000 houses. We all want 1,000 women. We all want $1,000 billion, almost at $1,000. Make sure it's realistic to what you need out of the market. I would highly encourage you guys to have a pot of cash to reinvest specifically for crypto in the next bull run. So doesn't need to be much. In the next bear market, you'll likely be in towards the bottom, which means that ideally we're looking at a minimum 20x in the next cycle, 30x maybe. So we have a lot of multiples. We don't need $1 million to reinvest in the next cycle. We just need a little bit of cash to compound, okay? So write these down. What are they? Maybe it's a house, maybe it's to pay off the existing mortgage, and maybe it's $30,000 to pay a child's tuition, whatever it may be, okay? But put a value on it, and then we're going to figure out how much money we're starting with. Let's say we start with $1,000, and then we can work out, okay, how many multiples do we need to get from how much money we're putting in to our goal? That means we can now begin to figure out what altcoins to buy. This will be more spoken about in the last step, exiting, but basically all I want to make the point here is that don't add the stress of trying to 100x this bull run. Make your family proud, make yourself proud, matter of fact, and actually make some realistic and safer gains. Like I said, it's very easy for you to say, I'm going to 100x because I want $1 billion this bull run. It's unlikely to happen. So I would almost say, if you're like, Kyron, well, I don't really know how much money I want to make. I'm just in the cycle the last few months. I would say, guys, a conservative 10x is pretty good, right? 15x on the top side. I wouldn't look for too much more unless you want to delve into the micro caps. And in that case, you will add a lot more risk. Now, speaking of risk, you have to ask yourself, how risky are you willing to go? Okay, so this is a sort of risk chart I've divided up here based on the different market caps. So different market caps will determine on where you're able to put your money. So for example, we have a mixture of wealth preservation and wealth creation. The higher market caps, like for example, everything above a $25 billion market cap, so XRP and above, this goes into wealth preservation, so low risk and low reward. We also have 1 billion to 25 billion market cap, so that's everything from Dogecoin right down to all the way down, where are we here, to Lido DAO. To these coins here are considered the low risk mid reward, so they give a bit more reward, but they are still low risk. And then we traverse into this yellow section. The yellow section is 100 million market cap to 1 billion market cap. So as you can imagine, from Lido all the way down to the next page until 100 million market cap level. And then anything under 100 million market cap is pure wealth creation, but that comes with extremely high risk as well. Okay, so as you move down, so as you go from dark green to light green, yellow to red, you begin traversing into more dangerous territory where you have to expect to lose that money. So this is what you have to ask yourself. If you invest in any coins under $1 billion market cap, which means in the yellow and red section, so here, you have to be prepared to lose that money. So if you're like, I'm investing $30,000, I can't afford to lose everything bar $5,000, then your risk is whatever $5,000 of 30,000 is. So you'd only invest $5,000 into these coins. The 25 grand would have to go up here. And unfortunately, that does mean that sometimes you have to look for less multiples because, like I said, these coins in the wealth preservation area are going to yield you 100x, a 50x, and so on. If you want 100x, but you don't want to lose any money, I'm sorry, but you have to have a reality check here and reorganize your goals to look for less money in the market. So diversification is extremely important as well. Most people only discuss being diverse by just buying more than one altcoin, okay? More than two, more than three, and so on. Now, that's great and all, but I do think that you have to look at being diverse amongst different areas of crypto. There's no point in you, for example, going into the stock market and only buying, let's just say, like AI stocks. That's great, but what happens if biotech ends up going up? And that's obviously a very lucrative narrative because of X, Y, and Z reason. All these different areas that encompass the general nature of like tech stocks, if you will, or whatever it may be. So you have to be diverse. I truly do believe in that same sense. And in crypto, we have these different cycles that do occur. You can see here, this is taken a screenshot from a website called June, and we can see it tracks a whole bunch of different narratives like DEXs, options, memes, DeFi, wallets, decentralized science, and so on. And they all have their group pushed together. So they all pop off, so to speak, they have their all-time highs together at different times. I watched a video recently from another YouTuber who said, just wait for Bitcoin and all altcoins to go up at the exact same time to sell all your altcoins. Very dangerous way of thinking, matter of fact. The idea that all these altcoins pop off at the same time and go up with Bitcoin is a dangerous way of thinking, because in the last cycle, I've done lots of research on this, right? But I can just pull ADA in. If you waited for all coins to go up at the same time, you would have waited for Bitcoin's all-time high to happen at $69,000 over here, waiting and waiting and waiting. Meanwhile, ADA had its all-time high at $3 over here. By the time Bitcoin had its all-time high, ADA was down here at like $2-ish. And so you would have been like, oh, well, hang on a second. Bitcoin's supposed to still go to $100,000. ADA's down here. ADA had its all-time high like 3 months ago. Surely it's going to go up because, again, everything's supposed to go up at the same time, right? And you would have ended up holding and holding and holding. It's happened to almost everyone I so far know. So please remember, these things happen independently based on their narrative pump. In that case of ADA, layer 1 was when it pumped. And if we inspect the different coins in the same narrative, okay, in this case, layer 1 altcoins like ADA, okay, we also had Solana and Avalanche. These are considered layer 1 altcoins. So is Bitcoin in a way, right? Now, these all had their all-time high together. You can see here, I've outlined this as well. However, the difference between Solana and ADA was a factor of 5. So 50x difference in terms of gains, 50x. So within an area, we have to also be conscious of the fact that some coins perform better. So when I'm picking these altcoins today, I'm picking the ones in the lucrative areas that are also stars themselves, the really unique ones that pop out and scream to everyone, this is something special. At least that's what I'm betting on so far. Things can change, and it's simple, right? If we just simply buy and wait, we can catch these narrative pumps and then the altcoin pumps in the narratives, and we just do this on repeat. It's just a waiting game, guys. What you don't want to do is be the guy in red over here who just sees gaming going up, has no gaming altcoins, and you end up FOMOing in on the tail end of the interest of the narrative pump. That's what happens a lot. Ask yourself, did you FOMO into Suisse Pump recently? Did you FOMO into AI? Did you FOMO into any coins that you're now significantly down on in specific areas? All right, because you're like, oh, everything's going up. I better just get in. I better get involved in some way. Happens all the time. It's just like location. With real estate, with gold, you buy in booming areas, you sit, you wait, and your prices go up. Like with gold, you go to the areas where gold is found and abundant. You don't go to places in the middle of nowhere that have no gold at all. It's been proven, and you're just trying to pan around and hope for the best. Just like you don't buy real estate in the middle of Australia anyway. You buy in upcoming areas based on economic growth. Okay, so it's very important. That's why I track it all in my bull run cheat sheet, guys. Links, of course, are down below. And, I've kind of ranked these in which I think will be the best, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and so on. And I've mentioned some coins on the right-hand side I think are notable ones to watch out for in each area. Now, briefly, we have to also diversify amongst risk. So people don't also look at this as well. The more multiples you want, okay, the more risk you incur. Okay, so if you want a 50x or more, you're going to have 100% risk. So we also have to think about, when we're buying these altcoins, okay, can they actually go to the multiples we need? Like Solana ain't going to 10x, guys. I'm sorry to say, it's unlikely to 10x. If you want a 10x out of Solana, yeah, it might be a low risk, low reward coin, very safe in that sense by market cap, but you now have you have more risk involved here, okay? So you do incur 20% risk, but of course the likelihood that Solana will safely allow you to exit the coin at a 10x is highly unlikely. So that's why the coins today I've ranked and looked at their multiples and so on. I think that they'll do more multiples than what I've given them, which means we can get out safer. There's a point with each of these coins in which the market becomes illiquid. Okay, price might spike up and come back down past the point we want to sell at, but everyone is trying to sell at those levels. It's illiquid, which means you don't get out at those levels. You think you can, and you end up getting out far beneath the level in which you actually originally desired, that you could have been out on the way up. Be very, very mindful of this. It can get very dangerous and sticky in crypto quickly. That's why we need to look at that as well. So what other coins I'm looking at today? Well, the goal here today, guys, is to turn 10K into 150K. I see it in the comments all the time. I don't have 10K. I have 1K. Or I have 100K. It's simple. You just simply do the math behind that, right? If you have 1K, divide everything by 10. If you have 100K, times everything by 10. Just work it out from there. I did 10K because it's nice and even. There are more people with 10K than there are with 100K and so on. And also, it's easy to multiply or divide by. I truly do believe with all my being that if you're an average crypto investor with not much time on your hands, you shouldn't be looking for any more than 15 coins. In the heat of the bull run, you want to be doing 10 minutes of research per altcoin per day. So if you have 15 coins, that's 150 minutes. Guys, that's over 2 hours worth of study, 2.5 hours. It's crazy. So most people don't have time for that. You think I'm crazy for saying that? You think, oh, that's not true, but it's true. You'll find it the hard way. So this is the max coins I think anyone should really have, even if you have 100K. All right. Now here are the coins. So I've picked these carefully. You're like, well, Kyron, you don't have some of your favorite coins on this list. I love all these coins, by the way. And yeah, I don't have all the coins I love on this list, but I've chosen them to mesh well together. You don't have to follow this. This is just what I would do in this situation based on what I know in these coins for these areas. All right. So Polkadot, layer 1, technically a layer 0, right? Doing a lot of great things at the moment. These guys are ahead of the time. They're doing a lot of work to upgrade the network. The more this market matures, the better it is for DOT. Chainlink, of course, we all know Chainlink. This market wouldn't survive without Chainlink, plain and simple, right? Just like USDT. Near Protocol, heavy layer 1 coin focused on AI, doing a lot of things in the AI department, actually. Also, an area called account abstraction. So 10x, 10x, 10x. ICP, we all know ICP, the Internet Computer Protocol, another layer 1 proof of work project. And these guys are actually, again, heavy into areas you may not think. We'll touch on this in a second. Render, AI Deepin, the power duo of the bull run. Pith Network, a similar project to Chainlink, but this guy also hits the Solana ecosystem narrative as well. We have Ondo, a real-world asset / tokenization coin that's partnered up with BlackRock. Wormhole, of course, interoperability. This coin is fantastic because also it's the in and out of the Solana ecosystem. You have Aerodrome Finance, friggin' fantastic coin, I'm just going to say right now. De facto DEX on the Base network. If you love Base, if you want to hedge into DeFi, this is the coin for you. This has more revenue on average than most layer 1 projects, including Ethereum. Beam, of course, an infrastructure layer 1 built on the Avalanche network as a subnet. We have Aether, Deepin AI. Again, these guys pretty much are the infrastructure for infrastructure regarding GPU power in crypto. You have Flux, very similar to that of ICP. Flux is a proof of work layer 1 as well. They're a little mini ICP, very small market cap. That's why I look for 20x here. They can do a lot more than a 20x, but again, we have to be safe here, guys. Flux, I love this coin so much is because they're actually being utilized right now in the real world. Partners with WordPress. You can run a full website on this for cheaper than anything else, including in the real world. Fala, this coin is a nice mixture of a bunch of narratives, including AI and Deepin, most importantly. You have Goldfinch, real world asset. This is a mini Ondo finance, so you can place a lot more multiples on this than you can with Ondo. And Synesis One. This coin is an AI gaming altcoin as well, so we double up on the gaming here. And this coin's fantastic because it also train to earn. So you train AI models, including gaming, and actually earn rewards for it, okay? That was a massive narrative in the last bull run. Unspoken of this bull run to the same degree, but again, we have a long way to still go. So all in all, if you average out all the multiples, it's about a 14x. So again, we're just under, if 14x, that's $140,000. But as you'll see in a second here, it's not the X's, it's how much money you also invest into the coins that will actually pull up that or, reduce that a little bit as well. In the same respects, our lowest multiple coins here, again, are a 10x, so that's only 20% risk. And our highest is a 25x, being Synesis One, which is only 50% risk, which is honestly pretty good. So we have a very low risk profile here overall, and our average is about a 14x, about a 29% risk. So that's not too bad if you ask me. On $10,000, turning into 150 grand, 29% risk, according to this, that's pretty good. Like I said, a very big part of all of this is the fact that most people don't look at being diverse in different areas. Again, remember that little surfer chart I showed you before, riding the waves? If we are in these areas now, because we're exposed to these altcoins, we just simply wait until AI, or let's say oracles, or let's say DeFi, gets a whole bunch of interest, and the coins we've selected here today that are quality coins will move up with them. Okay, so you can see here, I've diversified us really, really well. Of course, an individual altcoin, let's just say like Near Protocol, can be in more than one narrative. That's how it works. That's the beauty of it all. They can kind of build off each other and grow. But truth be told, I've got primary narratives here, 12 primary narratives. And what I mean by primary is that they are the most known for that area. You see, the thing is, like, for example, Wormhole is technically speaking a layer 1, okay? Technically is a layer 1. It's not really, it's a protocol, but it is allowing people to build on top of it. The thing is, though, most people aren't going to buy Wormhole when layer 1 altcoins begin pumping. So what area of the bull run is that project easily recognizable in? If it's not easily recognizable, if it's technically involved in that narrative, you may know that, but most people might not. So what is it immediately recognized as? So that's what I've kind of broken these up as. I could have had about 15, 16 different narratives here and really stretched it out, but that's not fair. So we're playing it as is, okay? So in every sense of the word, these are the different narratives, and you can see here that we're heavily involved in what I believe to be the most important narratives of the bull run. AI, layer 1, interoperability, Deepin, and real-world assets. We also are in gaming here. We could be more heavily involved in gaming, I must admit, but I'm not a massive fan of gaming and gaming coins. That's just my personal preference. Again, this isn't a portfolio that I'm telling you to copy exactly. But again, I think Solana ecosystem here is a no-brainer. So that's, of course, why we're also heavily involved in it. Like I said, I wish I could involve more coins in this. I mean, look, if I was a psycho, I'd have like 25, 30 coins here, okay? But this is designed to be non-financially replicated to some degree by someone in the situation. So I'm not going to have all the coins that I love and own on here. There's like probably at least another 10 more coins that could have added. And speaking of that, we have to be very selective as well with the money we put into each coin. So like I said before, we're currently at about $140,000. But you can see here the total revenue, I've managed to boost it up by an extra 7.5K. So we're very, very close to 150K, 15X. Okay, but actually, if you look specifically at the average multiples, it's actually about a 13.6X. So how do we get very close to this $150,000? Well, again, where we allocate our money actually makes more of a difference. If you're investing $1,000 into a 20X, that'll get you more money than $500 at a 10x, or even $1,000 at a 10x. Of course, it's double, right? So that's what I've done here. These top altcoins have got 30% of our portfolio in, so again, quite safe. And this is $500 into each of the top areas, and we're getting about 5K out of each coin. In the middle column, the mid risk, if you will, we're kind of having a nice mix of 500. These coins here are all 10xing. We have $1,000 into the guys that are 15xing and Flux at a 20x. And then we have $1,000 over here into Fala and $1,000 into Goldfinch for another 20x. Finally, we only have $500 at a 25x. The reason why I put only $500 at a 25x is ultimately, guys, while I think Synesis could 50x, for example, the more money you have riding on higher multiples, like we established moments ago, just means that there's more risk. So this is Sneezes one over here. Our highest risk is 50%. So of course, I don't want to put, let's just say $5,000, half our portfolio on a 25x when we're adding more risk. So it's these very nuanced things that you have to really consider when you're trying to design your own portfolio. And it really isn't as simple as just buy 15 random altcoins in different areas. That's like as simple as it possibly can get, which can still land you in a lot of trouble. So overall, $3,000 over here, $4,500 in the middle, and $2,500 on the end. And this is our overall profit. So I think it's very, very good. We're getting our cost basis back, so about $10,000 plus a 2x on the safe coin. So all in all, worst comes to worst, we're going to make some money out of the bull run, I think, with the safe coins. What about the exits? Well, in my opinion, again, I think everyone should be considering a 6-year outlook or a multi-cycle compounding plan. Okay, this example is with Bitcoin, but whatever, you own your altcoins today, you exit all your money in 2025, you sell it all at the top of the bull run, or again, on the way up with realistic sell levels, mind you. We're not trying to time the top. That's not what we're trying to do here. And then reinvesting your profits, like I said with the goal list, have some crypto pot of cash to reinvest into the next bear market if you believe in crypto, and then look to then use that to like 30x. Look, if you bought coins like Render, if you bought coins like ICP, Near Protocol, or even Injective, you'd be anywhere between like a 5 to like a 30x up right now. Okay, so, and that's without the major part of the bull run. So we are much more educated, at least on this channel, for how to inject the capital in the next bear market, that it just makes no sense for me for you to hold it. If you decide to buy today and hold for 2030, I think, given what's going to come up in the interim, major crashes, a major pull down in crypto and Bitcoin, you are, I think, respectfully crazy. Okay, now that's up to you, and I don't mean to offend anyone by that. I think the hodl mentality in crypto only really applies to that of Bitcoin if you bought Bitcoin low enough. Okay, and even then, I think unless you bought Bitcoin for like dirt cheap, it I think still makes sense to sell everything in 2025 and reinvest in the next bear market. But look, I know some of you don't agree with me on that, and that's okay. I think time will surely tell, and I'd love to run the math through on this again in the next bear market, in the next bull market. So guys, thank you all again for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to have, again, a look at everything I've created here, here is the screenshot for you all. That is the amount of money invested. That is how much we're looking to get out of each coin. And of course, up here is the multiples we're looking at from today's prices. What is today's prices? Well, I'll let you guys, if you are so interested, to stop this video at any moment to find what the prices of the coins are. When I say a coin will 15x, I literally mean 15x from the price on the screen. So make sure you look at it. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And guys, if you're new to the space, make sure you spend the time before buying your altcoins to invest in the right ones. Don't get FOMO and buy after the narratives have pumped. You will always, always, always be exit liquidity. You may be 1 in a million and get lucky, but I highly doubt that, okay? So with all due respects, position yourselves carefully now. When that next leg comes up, you'll be a very happy man or woman. Talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.